What's happening, everyone? Nick here from TV Box Top, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm taking a break from Android boxes to feature some peripherals you can use on your PC, Mac computers, and even your Android boxes, presenting the Rapoo V700 mechanical wireless keyboard and the Rapoo VT7 MAX wireless mouse. So before we get started, I would like to thank Rapoo for sending these over and sponsoring today's video, and if you are interested in these products, links can be found in the description. And welcome back. So I'll start with the VT7 MAX wireless gaming mouse itself, and we'll get into its details in just a moment, but first let's see what you get in the box. So we have got a braided Type-C charging cable. It has nice quality, good length, and should be perfect for both charging and to use in wired mode if you want that zero latency option. Here's the USB wireless adapter. It's your 2.4 GHz dongle for that 8K wireless connection. You have also got an anti-slip sticker sheet. These are grip tape stickers you can apply to the mouse if you want extra texture and control. And finally, a set of replacement PTFE mouse feet. It's always nice when manufacturers include these because, let's be honest, mouse feet wear down over time, especially if you are a competitive gamer putting in those gaming hours. Now, let's talk about the mouse itself and what immediately stands out. Firstly, this thing is very lightweight. We are talking just 1.87 ounces or 52 grams. For reference, that puts it in ultralight territory, which is exactly what competitive gamers are looking for these days. The lightweight design reduces fatigue during the marathon gaming sessions and allows for quick flick shots and precise movements. For dimensions, it comes in at 5 inches long, 2.51 inches wide, and 1.57 inches tall, or in metric, that's 127 by 64 by 40 millimeters. Now, this is a medium-sized mouse, and according to Rapoo, it was co-designed with esports pros specifically optimized for claw and fingertip grip styles. That said, the packaging does mention it works with palm, claw, or fingertip grip, so there's some versatility there. Visually, the VT7 MAX has that modern gaming aesthetic, clean lines, symmetrical ambidextrous shape, and there is no heavy rubber or RGB lighting which contribute to that ultra lightweight design without sacrificing structural integrity. Looking at its button layout, you have got your standard left and right click buttons, scroll wheel with middle click button, two side buttons on the left that are perfectly positioned for your thumb, and then two additional cursor speed adjustment buttons at the top. The build quality feels solid despite the low weight. There is no creaky or flexing when you apply pressure, which is impressive for an ultra lightweight design. The matte finish feels premium and should resist fingerprints pretty well. And here's something interesting. This mouse is compatible with the P5 wireless charging dock, which is sold separately. That would give you non-stop wireless charging capability, so you just rest the mouse on the dock when you are not using it and it stays topped up. Pretty convenient if you hate dealing with battery anxiety. Alright, now let's get into the nerdy technical specifications, and I'll start with its sensor technology. At the heart of this mouse is a 30,000 dots per inch sensitivity optical sensor. What this means, you get a maximum DPI range from 100 all the way up to 30,000 DPI. Now, realistically, most gamers are going to be operating somewhere between 400 to 3200 DPI, but having that headroom is nice for versatility. What's really impressive is the sub-micron tracking precision. Rapoo claims that this is a best-in-class sensor with unrivaled precision, speed, consistency, tracking accuracy down to incredibly fine movements. The specs show that it has 50G, that's 50 times the force of gravity acceleration speed, and 750 IPS movement speed. For context, that IPS number, inches per second, means you can swipe this mouse across your pad up to 750 inches per second and it will still track accurately. That's insane performance even for the most aggressive flick shots. The lift-off distance is adjustable between 0.7 and 1.7 millimeters, which gives you control over how the sensor behaves when you lift the mouse to reposition it. Now it's MCU and wireless technology. Now here's where things get really interesting. This mouse uses the Nordic NRF54L15 MCU. That's the microcontroller unit, basically the brain of the mouse. This is cutting-edge technology that integrates ultra-low powered wireless capabilities. And this is what enables the headlines feature, native 8000 Hz wireless polling rate. Let me emphasize the word native here. Rapoo is very clear that this is not achieved through software algorithms or requiring an extra dongle. This is true 8K wireless performance, which means your mouse is communicating with your PC 8000 times per second. That translates to a response time of just 0.125 milliseconds. For competitive gaming, that's about as good as it gets right now. You can connect via wired USB-C or wireless 2.4 GHz, and the mouse supports polling rates up to 8000 Hz in both modes. Let's now talk about its switch technology. The VT7 MAX uses Rapoo's own 120 million optical switches. These are not mechanical switches, they are optical, which means they use light beam interruption instead of physical contact. The benefits? No debounce delay, 0 double-clicking issues, and a rated lifespan of 120 million clicks. These should outlast the useful life of the mouse several times over. The tactical feedback from the optical switches is also more consistent and reliable than traditional mechanical switches, especially over time. And finally, its battery life. Here's another standout feature. The VT7 MAX comes with an 800 mAh battery, and Rapoo claims that it has up to 750 hours of battery life at 1000 Hz polling rate. Now that number will obviously decrease if you are running at 8000 Hz constantly, but even so, we are talking about exceptional battery performance, and it shows that the Nordic MCU is doing some serious efficiency work. For gamers who are tired of constantly charging their wireless mouse, this is a massive selling point. Even if you are getting half the battery life at higher polling rates, you are still looking at weeks of usage between charges. You can connect this mouse using the included USB Type-C cable, or you can use the wireless dongle. However, it does not support Bluetooth. Also, if you are into gaming, please note that this model does not support RGB lighting. If you look between the two mouse buttons, you will see a single LED light which indicates its status. I must admit, from using this mouse, its responsiveness and speed adjustment is truly impressive, and I can definitely tell the difference between my conventional wired daily mouse and this model. Moving on to their second product, the Rapoo V700 mechanical wireless keyboard, and I'll start with its visual and ergonomic features. This is a compact 98 key layout, so you don't get a number pad, with a much smaller footprint than traditional full-size keyboards. Dimensions come in at 15.27 by 5.63 by 1.65 inches. It weighs a solid 2.27 pounds, so this thing isn't sliding around on your desk. The keycaps are double shot PBT. That means premium plastic that won't shine or wear down, and the letters, symbols, and numbers will never fade. Each key has individual RGB backlighting with 16.8 million colors, so you can customize it exactly how you want. On the bottom side, you got non-slip rubber feet and a 3-step angle adjustment for optimal ergonomics. It also has RGB lighting on the underside for added aesthetics. The build quality is excellent. It has gasket-mounted construction with zero flex or creaking. For connectivity, you have all 3 options. You get Bluetooth 5.0, wireless 2.4 GHz via dongle, or USB-C wired. You can pair up to 5 devices simultaneously and switch between them, which is perfect if you are juggling a PC, laptop, tablet, and phone throughout the day. For switches, out of the box, you get Speed Silver linear switches, one of the fastest in the mechanical switch family, with 1 millisecond activation, which is super responsive for gaming and typing. Here's the best part, it's hot-swappable, with support for both 3-pin and 5-pin switches. If you don't like the silvers, pop them out and swap in tactical or clicky switches without any soldering. This is total beginner-friendly customization. For key sound and performance, its gasket structure includes 7 layers of switch damping pads for that premium, creamy sound profile. No hollow pinging or echoes, just satisfying keystrokes. The full N-key rollover feature means every keystroke registers accurately no matter how many keys you press, and the F1 through F12 keys double as media hotkeys with the function key for volume, playback control, and RGB toggling. For battery life, it comes with a massive 4000 mAh battery, giving you up to 60 hours with the RGB lights on, or 800 hours with the RGB lights off. It has USB Type-C fast charging when you need to top up. For software compatibility, it works with both Windows and macOS. You can download the Rapoo A-Hub driver and utility software for deeper RGB customization, macro programming, and profile management. So viewers, there you have it. This was my review of the Rapoo V700 DIY 98 mechanical keyboard and the Rapoo VT7 MAX wireless gaming mouse. If you are interested in these products and would like to purchase, I placed links in the description where you can get it at the lowest prices online directly from the manufacturer. Links in the description are affiliate links, and when you use them to purchase, you provide the means for me to acquire new and exciting products for review. So thanks for using my links. So thanks for watching. Again, special thanks to Rapoo for sponsoring today's video and sending these amazing products for review. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to be notified each time I release new and exciting products, then I urge you to click the subscribe button and ring the notifications bell. This way you'll receive notifications each time I release new videos, offer secondhand prices, or decide to do a giveaway. Again, thanks for watching. Stay connected and see you in the next one.